All right. Ready to dive into a world where creativity meets career. We're talking dressmaking, but not just any dressmaking. We're going to help you nail that job interview, get that dream dressmaking gig.
Yeah, it's a super cool blend of art and professionalism, right? Gotta have both to really make it in this field.
Totally. And lucky for you, we've got the inside scoop. A career guide mapping it all out, an interview guide packed with sample questions, and even some tips on how RoleCatcher's AI can be your secret weapon, like having a coach in your pocket.
Think of it as like a custom fitting for your interview success. We're gonna help you tailor those answers perfectly.
I love that. Okay, so picture this. You're about to walk into the interview for your dream dressmaking job. First question. Tell me about your experience working with different types of fabrics. Sounds simple, but what are they really getting at here?
It's more than just, rattling off a list of fabrics. They want to see how comfortable you are with different materials. Do you get their unique properties? Can you handle the challenges each one throws at you?
So it's about showing you really know your stuff.
Yeah.
Not just that you've touched a lot of fabrics, but that you understand them.
Exactly. Instead of just saying, I've worked with silk, cotton, and wool, you could be like, I love how silk chiffon flows, but I know it needs a delicate touch, special needles, all that.
Right. Show them you get it.
And a specific example always helps, like a time a fabric did something unexpected and you had to get creative, or when you picked a certain material because of its, special qualities.
Okay, makes sense. So next classic question. How do you ensure garments fit properly? To me, this is all about precision, that eye for detail, knowing how fabric drapes on a body, like almost sculptural,
Spot on. It's showing them your process.
Yep.
How you get those measurements so precise, adjust patterns, understand different body types. It's a whole thing.
Definitely not just, I measure and use a pattern.
Talk about pinning during fittings, how you tweak things for different shapes, how you get that perfect drape.
It's like that satisfying moment when it all comes together perfectly. You've got to convey that passion for precision.
Totally. And this is where those little stories, those anecdotes, can really shine. Like a tricky fitting challenge and how you aced it, or when your attention to detail made a garment fit like a dream.
All right, let's move on to a question that lets you show off your style. How do you stay up to date with the latest fashion trends?
They want to see you're passionate about fashion, not just following trends passively. Talk about the magazines you read, designers you admire, maybe even a recent runway show that got you inspired.
Show them you're plugged into the industry.
Yeah, don't just say, I scroll through Instagram. Talk about blogs you follow, workshops you've taken, maybe even trend forecasting services. Get specific.
Okay, so it's all about showing you're actively learning and growing.
Totally. And this is where you can tie it back to the company you're interviewing with. Maybe mention how their latest collection resonated with you, or how their style aligns with your own.
Ooh, smart move. Show them you've done your homework, that you're genuinely interested in what they do.
Now, before we get into the next set of questions, I want to highlight how RoleCatcher can really step up your game here. Its AI can, analyze the job description and suggest keywords or phrases to use in your answers. Make sure you're hitting all the right points.
It's like a cheat sheet, but way cooler because it's AI. And you can even get feedback on your answers, fine-tune your delivery, talk about a confidence boost.
All right, welcome back to our Dressmaker Deep Dive. Let's get into some questions that really test your problem-solving skills. Because let's be real, every dressmaker runs into snags sometimes.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And those snags can make for great interview stories, if you spin them right.
Total.
So here's one. Tell me about a time you had to troubleshoot a problem in a garment. Sounds pretty technical, but what's the underlying message?
They want to see you think on your feet. And you spot a problem, break it down, find a creative solution, especially when time is tight.
It's that make it work magic. Every dressmaker's got to have it.
Absolutely. So pick an example that shows you're resourceful, like that time a zipper broke right before a big event, a seam ripped, or a design just wasn't working. Walk them through your process. How did you figure out the problem? What steps did you take to fix it?
And don't be afraid to get a little, vulnerable. Like, at first I totally panicked, but then I took a deep breath, remembered my training, and started by, really examining the garment.
Yeah, that little bit of honesty makes you relatable, and it shows you can stay calm under pressure.
Exactly.
Okay, so this next one digs into your commitment to quality. How do you ensure that your garments are high quality and will last a long time? This is more than just basic construction, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's
Huh.
about showing you're not just whipping something up, you're crafting something built to last. Clients are paying for quality, so you got to show that you value that too.
Yeah, they want to know their custom piece is going to hold up. This is your time to shine. Talk about your attention to detail, those durable construction techniques you use, the high quality materials you pick.
Right. So instead of just saying, I use good fabric, you could talk about how you reinforce seams for extra durability, use French seams for a polished finish that lasts, or how you carefully choose fabrics known for their strength.
Those details really paint a picture.
For sure.
Speaking of details, this next question gets at a big part of dressmaking. Tell me about your experience working with clients to create custom garments. What's the key to answering this one well?
Communication, collaboration, being able to take a client's vision and turn it into a real garment. Dressmaking is personal, so you have to build that rapport, that trust.
Totally. They want to see that you can really listen, understand what the client wants, guide them through the process, especially when their ideas are a little vague.
Well, we've all had those clients.
Yeah.
I want something unique,
Mm.
but they haven't quite figured out what unique means.
Exactly. Share a story about a time you worked closely with the client. Maybe they had a super specific vision, or maybe they needed help fleshing out their ideas. Highlight how you ask the right questions, sketch out concepts, manage expectations throughout.
And don't forget, this is your chance to show off your people skills just as much as your technical skills. Dressmaking is a service, so those interpersonal skills are key.
Right on. Okay, last one for this section. It's relevant for any busy dressmaker juggling projects. How do you manage your time and prioritize tasks when working on multiple projects at once? Time management is huge in any creative field, but especially with custom orders and deadlines.
It's about showing you're organized, efficient, and can handle the pressure,
Right.
without letting anything slip.
Instead of just saying, I'm good at multitasking, get specific. What's your system? Do you use a planner, project management tools, break down big tasks into smaller ones?
Maybe you have a color-coded system for keeping track of client orders or a favorite app that helps you stay on top of deadlines. Share those details.
It shows you're proactive and a problem solver. That's gold in any job.
Totally.
Before we move on, let's circle back to RoleCatcher.
Right.
We've talked about its AI for CV tailoring and answer feedback, but it does even more. It can give you insights into specific job roles, company cultures, even salary expectations. It's like an insider's guide to that dream job.
Imagine tailoring your answers not just to Dressmaker, but to exactly what that company's looking for.
Exactly. And the AI is always analyzing data, so you're getting the most up-to-date info. Gives you a real edge.
Okay, back for the final fitting in our Dressmaker interview prep. We've tackled the technical stuff, problem solving, those client interactions, but there's more, right?
It's like the lining, gives the garment that structure, that polish, the soft skills that make a dressmaker truly stand out.
Right, those little extra details.
Mm.
And our career guide actually touches on this, typical interactions, industry trends, even the pros and cons of the career. Might not be direct questions, but understanding them, adds depth to your answers.
For sure. Like dressmaking, you're always interacting with people, clients, suppliers, colleagues. Got to be a good communicator.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The guide even mentions working with garment manufacturers, fabric vendors, and of course, clients. It's a whole collaborative dance.
You got to be graceful,
For sure.
but also assertive when you need to be. You're advocating for your designs, negotiating, maybe managing a team someday.
And speaking of the future, here's a question that always pops up. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? It's not just about your personal goals, though, right?
Hey, no, it's about showing how those goals fit with the company. Do your research. Where are they headed? Expanding, new markets. Weave that into your answer.
So instead of, I want to grow my skills, which is fine, but kind of generic, you could say, I'm really interested in contributing to your sustainable fashion line because eco-conscious design is something I'm super passionate about.
Exactly. It shows you're thinking long-term and you've thought about how your skills can benefit them.
Makes sense.
And remember those pros and cons from the career guide. Interviewers might kind of subtly dig into those too.
Right, like the whole freelance versus stable job thing.
Right.
Or the physical demands, long hours, deadlines. You got to be realistic.
And resilient. When they ask, how do you handle stressful situations, you can pull from those inherent challenges. Like how you prioritize self-care during busy times or how you stay calm under pressure.
I remember this one time, a client's wedding dress, the zipper. It completely malfunctioned the day before the wedding. Total panic. But I took a breath, reminded myself I fixed worse, and just got to work. Long night, but seeing her relief the next day, totally worth it.
That's a perfect example. It shows problem solving, dedication, and grace under pressure, all in one.
Love it. Okay, as we wrap up this deep dive, let's give RoleCatcher one last shout out. We talked about the AI for CVs and answer feedback, but there's another piece that's super helpful.
Yeah, their platform actually provides insights into specific job roles, company cultures, even salary expectations. It's like having a cheat sheet on the inside scoop.
Imagine tailoring your answers not just to Dressmaker in general, but to what that specific company really needs.
Right. And the AI is always learning, always updating, so you're getting the latest info. That's a serious advantage.
So as we finish up, remember you've learned about technical skills, problem solving, client interaction, even the bigger industry picture. But the real key is understanding what's behind those interview questions. What are they really trying to figure out about you?
Now that you've had this sneak peek, what's the one thing about your dressmaking journey that you're most excited to share? What makes you stand out?
That's the question to think about as you prep. And hey, RoleCatcher's there to help you every step of the way. We hope this deep dive has given you the confidence to go out there and get that dream job. Good luck on your dressmaking adventure.